Welcome to my new podcast, How to Become a Digital Nomad. Well, basically, this is going to be a presentation about my life, how I became a digital nomad myself. It actually started out back when I was 17 years old. Um, I don't even remember what year that was. Anyway, I'm 62 now. You can figure it out on your own. Um, So anyway, I was very interested in computers. Started in interest way back then. What that was probably, let's see, 71 plus 7, about 1978. I got my first Commodore 64K computer. Uh, I started writing basic programmings, and I even did several little interactive programs. Um, but I never took off too much. It's working in BASIC. I didn't get a lot of interest. I had it set up so people could dial in on a local modem, but back then the internet was. I mean, well, there wasn't no internet. Our you know connections, our interconnections on computers wasn't so great. There wasn't so much interest in it. But I was interested in it, and I continue to be interested in it. But life, kind of sidetracked me, and I ended up becoming a manager at a grocery store and worked that for about 10 years. And one day I decided, hey, I'm really love being at computers, and I love, writing programs and things like that. So uh, I didn't have money to go to college. I didn't come from a rich family, so I joined the Navy. Went in there and got electronics training. Joined and actually signed up for a sub-fare program. Anyway, long story short, 2 years later, I was out. I went back. I got a job working for an electronics repair, working as an electronics technician, repairing video games and poker machines. That was interesting, but it wasn't really where I wanted to go. So I went to the local college. Uh, and signed up for electronics engineering, and I took a 2 year course in that and graduated with high honors. And I got a job at a big firm that was actually part of Pfizer, Capsugel, and I worked there for 10 years. During that time, after the first year, I got lucky and got a really good job. It was traveling around the world installing their process control systems. So I had to set up the computers around at their different factories around the world. First off, I went to China, then Mexico. Then I went to where I think next I probably went to Indonesia and Japan and Thailand. I was all over the world, and I made a few side trips also because they allowed us to do some stopovers. So I stopped in Egypt one time, stopped in England, made world tours. I actually got meet President Jimmy Carter one time. Well, he wasn't president at the time, but he was flying to Japan for some kind of meeting, some kind of negotiations over there with his wife. And he sat down beside me, and he and I, had a conversation. We talked about a book I was reading. And, he's just a normal guy. Uh, anyway, that went on for about 10 years, and then anyway, ended up another long story short. I met my wife here in Indonesia while I was traveling, and we ended up getting married. And I kept traveling for a while, but then I decided me and her would settle back in the U.S. because we had a daughter coming. And I keep saying long story short. I guess I'm kind of repetitive on that. Anyway, she had problems with immigration because I filed for her green card, but anyway, it took 6 months for immigration to find out that they supposedly say I sent it to the wrong office. So, here in 2001, she couldn't come back to the U.S. She got stuck in Indonesia, and I was still stuck in the U.S. So that one, after about 2 years of trying to get her back to the U.S., in 2003, she was having problems over here alone, and I jumped on a plane, flew over here to the Indonesia, where I'm still at 20 years later. That's basically my, foundation for becoming a digital nomad. Uh, I, had developed my computer skills while I was working at Capsa Jail, you know, and I even did some internet work for them, set up their intranet, did some websites for the local businesses in Greenwood, South Carolina. Did some websites for my own self. Set up, actually, I was selling products that I was buying when I was traveling online. So, in 2003, um, pretty much got pushed out of the nest and was flying on my own. I, ended up staying over here in Indonesia with my wife because she couldn't get back to the U.S. Also, we had our daughter that was newborn, but our daughter was born in America. Crazy long story, but anyway, U.S. immigration said she couldn't come back, so she couldn't come back. Said she broke the law, even though they made a mistake. But anyway, that's how my foundation becoming a digital nomad. This series of podcasts is going to go into some of more details of what is it takes to be a digital nomad. But anyway, like I said, I originally set up some websites before I left the U.S. One of the I don't remember. I actually had bought several domain names. I kicked myself because for example, I had one called look.com. Oh man, now I can think back, what would that be worth today? If somebody knows what it is worth because somebody has it. Anyway, the only website I kept from 2001 was Trader. It was a website I originally set up to do stock trading tips on, but I ended up using it to sell furniture, and I've used it for several different things over, the past 20 years. It's still operating right now. I've got it set up as a training site for entrepreneurs or people who want to learn, website, different things about starting a business online. So anyway, I don't want to run this too long today. So you get the foundations. Our next session, probably in about a week, I'll sit down and have another class. I'll draw it up really good on how you do marketing and how you start making contacts by promoting your websites through and getting them optimized and getting them found on Google. 20 years ago that was a lot easier, but still I've been doing it over the past 20 years, and I've learned a lot. And recently, I revamped my website, glennwebsitedesign.com. It's up. It's I'm tying it in a lot with AI. You know, that's another thing we'll get into. Like I said, I don't want to run this video too long. This is just a starter. I'm going to post it on YouTube. I'm also going to post it on the website. Check back with me, let's say in 1 week. Today is Wednesday, Thursday. What is today? Today is Wednesday. So next Wednesday, we'll have, sometime around then, we'll have another video. And we'll see you then. Thank you and very much. Bye.